Doesn't know the LP record. It's okay. So there used to be like a key plate, a black one. They used to play music.
Now
you know.
Now I know. Now I know it. I've never listened music from it, but I know it.
You know it.
Yes,
At
yes.
least you have a picture in mind.
Yes.
Okay, so it's called the LP record, long playing record. That's why the LP record. And it was developed on a day like today in 1948 by Columbia Records. And they used to play for around 20 minutes or so per side. Then you have to finish that side, alafu pindue to this other side. Goodness me, see how far we have come in terms of technology.
But 1948, I thought it was older.
You thought so?
Yes.
There must have been something that was older than the LP record.
But more like the cassette, so one side and then the other side.
Okay. Yeah.
Interesting.
There you go. And that's it for history. But we engage in a conversation this morning about the Dhahabu Land Limited with my guest, John Njenga. Good morning, John.
Good morning, Sharon. How are you?
Very well.
I am well too.
Karibu.
Thank you for having me today.
Most welcome.
Yes. It's always a pleasure to be here.
All right. For someone who's listening to you for the first time, who's John?
Yes, this is John Njenga. I am the general manager, Dhahabu Land Limited. Dhahabu Land Limited is a land buying and selling company. We are located at Roiro Town. That's where our HQ offices are at. We also have offices in 𝐶𝐶 Plaza, first floor. In Roiro Town, it's at the Dhahabu Greek Towers, fourth floor. If you come there, you'll find us. We're also in Malindi Mall, ground floor. So Dhahabu Land Limited is a land buying and selling company. Began in the year 2018. We are celebrating our 7 years this year. This is our 7th year in business, and we thank the Lord for this far. We've been selling land in different areas. Our first area of investment was Matu. We've done projects in Matu. A few, around 8 projects. We've done projects in Malindi, around 16. We've done projects in Nanyuki, 12 projects, if I'm not wrong. We've done projects in Nakuru, almost everywhere in this country, and we've had a success of around 63 projects. We have a clientele base of 7,000 satisfied clients who we've delivered to more than 10,000 title deeds. Yes, so that is our history as the Dhahabu Land Limited. We have a chairman. Our chairman is called Mr. Joseph Chege. He's the chairman of the board of directors. We're also headed by our managing director, Mr. Peter Kamau. I thank them for the opportunity to be here. And our team of staff, our very able staff at our offices this morning. Right. Yes.
Great. Very many projects delivered.
Yes.
And you said 7,000 satisfied customers.
Yes, our clientele base plays at 7,000 satisfied customers,
right,
having more than 10,000 title deeds delivered to them.
Very recently, you were actually awarding title deeds.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago, we awarded titles of the Phase 7, Green City Phase 7. This is a project in Malindi. We awarded the title deeds, or we gave the title deeds, and we have customers who listened from here, from Hope FM, and came to collect their title deeds. I have one, Mrs. Ogola. She was so happy. It was her first time actually to buy land. Oh, wow. And she had never engaged. Her fear was that is this one of those land business or real estate business in Kenya has had a history of conning people and so on and so forth. And this is where we came in as the Dhahabu Land Limited. Our slogan is your reliable investment partner. We came to bridge this gap. Our vision is to settle more than 1 million people. Of course, we are somewhere. Yeah. We are somewhere, not 1 million, right, at 900,000 and something. But that is the vision, to settle at least 1 million people. And it is in terms of being trustworthy in what we do. That is one of our key factors, that what we promise is what we deliver. If we promise you a project is this far, it looks like this and the other way, that is what you get on the ground. If we say you're going to deliver title deeds within a certain period, all factors held constant, we do that. So we come in this angle of reliability, ensuring that we have delivered to our customers what we have promised.
Right. Thank you so much for answering that, because I was going to ask you what makes you different from the rest.
Yeah, it's that. Yeah. It's that reliability. We are many. Actually, it's a good business. So with it being a good business, of course, there are many who have ventured into the business, but not many sustain themselves for long. But that is what makes the difference between the Dhahabu Land Limited. Before you buy from a company especially, I would advise our listener today maybe it's not the Dhahabu Land Limited, maybe you might look at a certain area that we don't have, but you're looking into buying a project or a piece of property from a company. So you should engage in knowing the history of the company, track records. So look at what the company has delivered, how long they have been in business, how do they handle their issues day in, day out. Because as the Dhahabu Land Limited, one thing we major on is due diligence. It's expensive, it takes time, but it is what makes the investment of the customer secure. This is what I mean by due diligence, knowing who is the owner of the land in the formal ways. There's something called a land search. Even when you're buying land personally, you do a land search of the title deed. This is the inland registry. You get to see the green card. The green card shows the history of the land in ownership, who owned the land first after adjudication from the government, and then who was sold to it, and so on and so forth. Okay. So the green card shows such a history. After you verified documents,
the green card is with the Ministry of Land.
Yes, it's in the land registry. Okay. Currently, we thank the government because of the digitization of these things. It's coming in slowly, but even before that catches up in all the areas, we still have the physical green cards that you can see the history of the land. Apart from that, you can do the search of the ID of the seller of the land. There's a trick that is played this way in the market nowadays. People change even IDs. I don't know, it's possible to access an ID or change an ID. So they identify the land belongs to a certain someone, say Francis Okech. They go look for an ID. Wow. Put their photograph there and pretend to be Francis. Okay, and then they sell the land to you. So first you do the search of the ID, you do the search of the land. After you verified all these things legally or through government platforms, you go to the piece of land. You have to go to the piece of land, inquire from akukosangi mtu ameishi huko for a very long time, people who know the history of the land. Is this the owner? And so on and so forth. That's how deep we go in terms of our research when we are going to acquire a project, so that the investment of this person. Kenyans are very hardworking. This morning I almost ran late because of traffic, and that was what was in my mind. And all these people are going to work at this hour. Yeah. So Kenyans are very hardworking. So when they are giving you their money as investment, you should be very careful to make sure you own up your end of the deal. And that's what we major on. Due diligence, making sure your investment as our client is secure and will give you value in the long run. Number two, that makes us quite different, is we look at where the government is going to invest. It's the one of the easiest way to prospect in this area of land backing, because the Dhahabu, we've majored on selling low cost land. So we major on looking at where is the government going in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years. What is the government intending to do? And these things are things that are in the public portfolio. You don't need anything special to see this plan. We have the Vision 2030, it's there. We have the agenda of the government right now, what they're working on, the bottom-up economic model. You can look at the areas they're trying to focus on, infrastructure and so on and so forth. For example, in Malindi, we have the expressway that is coming up real soon. The president signed the deal with the US that there's going to be an expressway all the way from Nairobi to the coast. Now that opens up the coast to a very different perspective. One, the accessibility. It will be very easy to go to the coast. That's number one. That means so many people will look at that area, because people don't go to the coast because it's too far, so on and so forth. So this reduces that probability. Right. So this means land in the coast will get very expensive real soon. That's why we are calling people to invest in Malindi. So we look at what government is intending to do. We have done projects in Nanyuki, for example. In Nanyuki in 2020, we sold a plot of land for 125,000. That is during the COVID period. We were selling a plot of land for 125,000. But with the aim of the government was to move the county offices from Nanyuki to a place called Rumuruti. Yeah, and the road that is connecting Nanyuki to Rumuruti was not tarmacked at that moment, and so we bought land around that area. Of course, land was affordable at that time. We were able to sell it at 125,000 per plot. But now this road connecting Nanyuki to Rumuruti is being tarmacked. So the land there short suddenly from 125, at least the first value right now with the banks is 350,000. That's within 2-3 years. That's an interest rate that is quite high, almost 100% per year.
Right.
Yeah. So that is what we look at as we sell to you land, and land never depreciates. That's the good thing about it. Yes. So that's why you should invest with the Dhahabu Land Limited.
Great.
Yes.
Tell me about Malindi.
So Malindi, we have a project. We are calling it, we've dubbed it Green City Phase 8. This means we've done Phase 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and now we're in Phase 8. Now, Malindi, I can tell you, Sharon, that we've sold land even for 30,000 in Malindi in the year 2019.
30K.
Yes, a plot. Yeah, the clients can testify.
Yeah.
They've bought. So we sold land for 30K in Malindi. But right now I'm telling you to buy the land at 120,000. Whereas it's a big piece of land. We bought it in the year 2017. So we've been selling it in portions as years go by. That's why I'm telling you at some point it was 30,000. We sold it for 50,000. We sold it for 70. We sold it for 85. Now it's going for 120,000. But the real value of the land in Malindi right now, where we are selling it at, is 250,000. A plot of land where we are selling it. So even as we sell to you at 120,000, I'm assuring the listener of Hope FM today that you've already made your profit. So where is it in Malindi? In Malindi, a place called Baulala. Baulala is on your way from as you move from Malindi towards the Savo East gate, the Salagate bypass. It's called the Salagate bypass. It gets you from Malindi as you go to Savo East National Park. If you go through the park, utatokea Voi. It's like a shortcut route.
Okay.
That's why it's called a bypass. So you'll get to an area called Baulala. It's 40 minutes from Malindi town. When you get to that area called Baulala, our project has touched that tarmac road.
All right.
It has touched the tarmac road. It is a place where we've demarcated plots in 50 by 100 or an eighth of an acre that we're selling at 125,000. But in the area we have done the Phase 1 to the Phase 7 project.
Okay.
So you're not the first investor.
All right.
You're not the first investor. Yes. So you can call us on this number. Call us on this number 0707 177 177. Call this number 0707 177 177. Talk to our staff and invest in Malindi today.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sharon.
Apologies for cutting you short, but I'm sure we'll be back.
Thank you.
Again and again and again.
Thank you very
The
much.
message is home.
Yes.
Invest with Dhahabu Land Limited. You're reliable. You're